Oh yeah, welcome back to another episode. I am your host, Ken Silver.
I am your co-host, Kyle Silver.
And this is the Silver Boys Podcast.
Freshly in still, boy.
Yes,
Give me some love,
back.
boy. Give me some love,
Yes,
boy.
Indeed.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
My boy.
Yes, sir. What's going on, dog? What's going on this week? Talk to me.
Man.
Talk to me.
Man, this week was action-packed. So, if you weren't around, let me tell you.
Tell me everything.
NFL free agency started.
Yes, it did.
And a lot of chess pieces being moved around. Things that you did not think were going to happen happened.
Mm-hmm.
Guys going back to places. Some guys starting over in new places. So that looks good. College basketball. Selection Sunday is almost here.
Yes, it is.
Right around the corner.
Conference championships going on this weekend as we speak right now.
Yes.
Yes, a lot going on. A lot of teams that got to make their push, their final pushes.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of teams got to start, getting right now.
Yep, we will.
Going into March Madness and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we're going to get into all of that.
Yes, definitely. Especially with the bubble teams.
Yes.
A lot of stuff going on with the
Absolutely.
bubble teams. But let's go over some things with NFL. So, Geno Smith is getting traded to the Las Vegas Raiders for a third-round pick. So, Geno in Seattle tried to get an extension done, couldn't get it done. Raiders heard about it, snuck their head in, boom, got their guy. I think most of that is because of Pete Carroll.
Yes, absolutely. He came, tried to get his guy from Seattle, obviously, blah, blah, blah.
Needed a quarterback. They haven't had a quarterback in what feels like forever.
Yeah.
Especially since they let go of Derek Carr.
Yes.
Way back. So
it's interesting to see. I'm interested to see what they're going to do in the draft now.
Yeah.
Now that they have, a good, solid transitioning quarterback, I would call it right now.
like a bridge almost.
A bridge. That could last you a year, 2 years maybe. But then, you still got to find somebody that's still young, that's still, proving themselves. Somebody that's just going to progress your organization. Because I think Geno's a little bit far past that right now. But like I said, a great bridge. Because what he was doing in Seattle was... He was doing his thing.
Yeah.
He was doing his thing.
Yeah.
At a certain point, we were talking about Seattle, they were on a little bit of a high for a couple of weeks, and then they go low, but then they come right back high. I think that's Geno. That's Geno's thing.
Yeah.
That's Geno's thing.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see how that Vegas situation is going to play out.
Yeah, same. I know probably Tom, having a say in it too, but I think that was the biggest thing, that they just wanted to get a quarterback who that they knew that Pete Carroll has a relationship with.
Yes.
Is similar with his system and how things work. So I think that's gonna, help the transition of, a new day in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Myles Garrett, after saying that he wants to win championships, decides that money is everything.
Money sure does bring happiness.
Yes. Myles Garrett and the Browns reach an agreement on a record contract extension that averages $40 million per year and includes $123.5 million in guaranteed money, making him the highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history.
I just want to know what was going through his mind. Honestly, I would love to be a fly on the wall to see what was going through his mind. Whether do I take this money or do I want to go win?
Yeah.
And I think that's a question that a lot of them ask themselves.
Yep.
And the fact that we were talking about Myles Garrett maybe going to Washington, maybe going somewhere else, Steelers even, somewhere.
Yeah.
You stayed in Cleveland. When I seen that news, I was taken back. I really, really was.
I was
shocked.
I was shocked. I was low key kind of salty because I'm like, man, you did all that hooping and hollering.
Exactly.
Just to come back.
That's why I'm shocked.
Then why?
Why would you say what you said in the first place, number one, if you were just going to... Maybe you know what? Maybe he said it just so he could get more money. Probably. Maybe he was never going to leave in the first place.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe he is... from everything I heard, I've said this before, he's a loyal guy. He has... if I'm not mistaken, I believe, he's kind of like a minority owner with the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Yeah.
So he has ties to Cleveland, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
So initially, like, I wouldn't have mind him being like, like, I would like to win, but, if they
He
pay
didn't
me,
preface none of his comments by saying I would like I didn't mean to cut you off.
yeah,
but
no.
I would like to win, but I want to stay in Cleveland.
Yeah.
He didn't say that last part.
Right.
He just said I want
He
to
just
win.
wanted to win, exactly.
And we
So
know
then-
that that's not going to happen in Cleveland.
Exactly. They're another, and I thought about this the other day. They're another, what can go wrong will go wrong. Because they have a squad, actually. They actually have a
do.
pretty good roster.
They have the number 2 pick in the draft.
Exactly.
I would go get a quarterback.
Kind of have to. At this point, Deshaun hasn't been doing anything for
There's
you.
no other thing that they can do.
Mm-mm.
And now, especially that Myles Garrett just signed this extension and the amount of money that he's getting, now you need somebody. That's going to win right now, number one, and win for cheap.
Yeah.
That you don't need to pay.
Right.
Which is the craziest thing to say, but that's what Cleveland needs right now. And I don't think Deshaun Watson is going to give him that.
No, I don't have belief in it right as of right now. He just doesn't look sure of himself in the system that's being operated. So who knows? Cleveland per usual, all over the place. I know one thing: this will have ripple effects for Michael Parsons though, because Michael Parsons is gonna want his money, and Cowboys waiting, playing that waiting game.
Demarcus Lawrence just signed today.
With
on
with
Thursday.
Seattle.
Yes.
That's big. Yeah, that's big.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty big. Moving on. Davante Adams signs to the Rams for 2 years for $46 million with $26 million guaranteed.
That's 2 years.
That's a pretty good pickup. That's a good pickup.
It's a great pickup. I'm interested to see what they're going to do with Cooper Kupp now.
Well, he's released.
He's released. Yes, they did drop him, right? Yes.
So now he's free.
Yes.
He's free agent.
Yes, you are correct. Great pickup for Matthew Stafford. As I'm sitting here thinking about it, though,
Mm-hmm.
would you rather Cooper Kupp or Devontae Adams?
Rather, as of right now, I'd rather Cooper Kupp because of what we've seen from him recently.
His production,
is
better.
still pretty big. Exactly. He still has a better volume
Exactly.
at this point.
I think Devontae's more of just like I ain't gonna say big play type of guy, but like, I don't know, Cooper got hurt. So it's like,
Yeah, that's the problem. Yeah.
I don't know, what I've seen from Devontae these last 2 years, 2 to 3 years, versus what I've seen from Cooper over the last 3 to 4 years, I'm gonna do everything in my power to keep Cooper.
Yeah. I think the thing is though with Devontae is just the fact that he's been hopping around trying to find a home.
And then the fact that, Aaron Rodgers just, has just signed with the Jets that last season.
Mm-hmm.
This last season, he brought his boy Devontae came, and then now he's already leaving.
Yeah.
Those raise question marks as well for me as well too. A lot of question marks.
Right.
Because that just tells me the whole Jets organization just is not in flow, number one.
Yeah.
And
that's the reason why they got rid of GM and the head coach
Of
and
course,
all of them
of
because
course.
they had to tear it all down.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't coming into fruition how they thought it
How
would.
they thought it was. And Aaron Rodgers might move now too, so who knows?
Yeah. Well, he has no choice but to move. They
Exactly.
released him too.
Exactly.
But yeah, now we'll see. Aaron Rodgers still filling out teams. and
What
whatnot.
if he doesn't end up with a job?
Man, that'd be something. That'd be something.
Like how Bill Belichick never ended up with a job.
With a job.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what if that's Aaron Rodgers' case, and then he's forced to retire that way because nobody wants
Nobody
him?
wants him. Yeah, that would suck.
And then you got the conversations with the Steelers. I'm keeping Russell Wilson.
I would love to keep Russell Wilson.
We can talk
at this
about it
point.
later. We can talk about it later. We still have a lot to get into.
Still-
I'm keeping Russell Wilson though.
Actually, just staying with the Steelers. Seattle trades Dk Metcalf to the Steelers. Steelers are sending a second-round draft pick to the Seahawks and flipping picks in the 6th and 7th rounds. DK also will sign a 5-year, $150 million extension with the Steelers.
Very, very, very good pickup. Very good
A
pickup.
much-needed pickup. Now, obviously, have to tie down the quarterback situation. Had to get a better O-line. Need another running back because Najee Harris just signed a deal with the Chargers. So, Still a lot of work to do, but a great pickup. Someone you could have on the opposite side of George Pickens.
Mm-hmm.
They could now, in theory, they could both play 1-on-1,
I agree.
which is
There's
actually
no reason why they shouldn't be able to.
no, which is actually
You
pretty
can't
good.
double both of them.
Mm-mm. And then you have Pat Fryermuth, who's been doing
Yes.
his thing.
Fryermuth is fire.
Van Jefferson, if I believe he's still there in the slot. So they have guys. They have guys, and even Roman Wilson, who we didn't see a lot of this year because he's been injured. But if the rookie, if he could come back and he could do his thing, that's another guy that you could put in the slot. Also, you could even mess around and put him on the outside of numbers as well, as he was the number one receiver for Michigan during that national championship run. So, they have the skill guys. It's just getting everybody else for the most part.
Bringing the continuity and bringing it all together.
Yep.
They need a glue guy is what I think as well too.
Right.
A glue guy that really just brings almost everybody together.
Right.
Because I think Decaf is much more of like a isolated person. I think Pickens is much more of a isolated person, not more of a team upbringer, I should say. Just based off their personality, nothing's wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all.
That's
but you also need a glue guy.
Right. Yeah. No, you're right.
And I think that glue guy is Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
Over Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, just especially a veteran and a clear leader.
A clear leader of men.
Yes, a clear leader of men who, he at the end of the day, it's all about winning, and he knows how to win. He knows how to get to the mountaintop. So just lean on him for that part.
And it's not like he played bad for y'all either. So it's
not.
I don't think he played bad for y'all at all.
No. It was more just of how the offense was ran. I think by Arthur Smith, and just like I said, by the fact that we don't have an O line. The run game wasn't all that great, so we had to establish that. If you establish the O line in the run games, after that, everything else.
And then now you want to bring in a guy that just tore his Achilles, though. Maybe not as mobile as prior.
He showed older. Older. He also showed glimpses of who he could be, who he still could be, but he's not him anymore, at least. But Sam Darnold reaches an agreement on a 3-year, $100.5 million contract with Seattle. He will be getting $55 million in guaranteed. That's interesting because they don't really have anybody.
I agree.
Just Jackson Smith and Jigma and Bobo. Other than that,
you have nobody.
Nobody else.
No DK, no Tyler Lockett. Yep. That organization's in rebuild.
Yeah, clearly.
Yes.
Clearly.
Yeah. Is that what Sam Darnold is known as though now? Maybe. Is he just like your another bridge quarterback?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I mean, he's getting paid pretty good money for a bridge quarterback, so yeah, I might take it.
I'm gonna say something. The Colts paying Daniel Jones $14 million. 4 or 14? 14.
I mean, it's just a backup quarterback. Ain't nothing to
14 million, Cameron. 14 million.
Hey, look, man. Like I said, he's just.
I ain't even gonna say nothing else. I just wanted to bring that number and that name to light. That was it. That was it.
And it's a 1-year deal too. So his agent is the man. I keep lying. His agent is the man, bro. That's tough. You know who else agent is pretty good? Justin Fields.
Yes.
A 2-year deal. For $40 million, $30 million guaranteed with the Jets.
Yes.
That's big.
Yes.
That's big. I actually like that pickup.
I actually really do as well, too.
Because you're coming into a new everything. New head coach, new GM, new staff, new everything. Now, this is like the time where he could truly, truly prove himself. In my opinion. This is, you went to a winning you went from a losing organization in Chicago to a winning organization in Pittsburgh. Apply that to New York, if you can.
Take what you've learned now.
Take what you learned.
Now go
put it all together. Exactly. Kind of like how Sam Darnold was. He bounced around a little bit from the Jets. I think he went where else, the Panthers or whatever.
Yes.
And then he ended up in San Francisco. Learned a lot in San Francisco, clearly.
Then went to Minnesota.
And busted his butt and did his thing. And now I feel like he's going to be able to do the same thing in Seattle with them being in a rebuild as well. But this is better for Justin Fields because he has his old running mate from Ohio State and Garrett Wilson. And if you guys remember how they were in college, they were tearing everybody up.
That camaraderie is there as well now too.
And then plus Jets defense is stacked still. So I think it's the perfect place for him.
Interesting. You know what? That's interesting. Okay.
I like that for him. I
Okay.
really do.
Okay.
Josh Sweat's going to the Cardinals now, which is big. I like that. Grady Jarrett is going to the Bears after being released from the Falcons. Texans trade offensive tackle Larry Tunsil to the Commanders.
Wow.
Which was huge and kind of confusing because of the fact that C.J. Stroud needs all the help that he can get on our offensive line because they suck at pass protection. So, yeah, that's very, very interesting. So many moves, but I'm just trying to nail it down to like the most important ones. Darius Slayton signing back with the Giants. Cowboys get a running back in Javonte Williams, and they let go of Rico Dowdle, who's now going to Carolina to be with the Panthers. The Saints re-signed Chase Young for 3 years, $51 million. That goes up to $57 million. Giants signed Javon Holland, 3 years, $45.3 million. I like that too. He's pretty good. Jonathan Allen signs a 3-year deal with the Vikings. That's big. Justin Reed moving on from Kansas City, going to the Saints, 3 years, $31.5 million.
What position is that? Where does he play?
Safety.
Okay. And then who was the other position that the Saints? You just said it. You didn't say the position, but
Chase Young, defensive end.
Okay.
Pass rush.
So now they're buffering that defense. I see. Okay.
So yeah, no, that's pretty good. The one that kind of, I'm not gonna say shocked me, but because I didn't know where in the world this guy was gonna go, but DeAndre Hopkins went to Baltimore.
I am gonna say, the comments surrounding all of that is hilarious. Number one, because a lot of people are saying that's where receivers go to die, and the fact that DeAndre Hopkins is older. Way older, I think that there still should be a run-heavy team because you still have Lamar. Obviously, you still have Derrick Henry. I'm interested to see how that's going to look.
Yeah.
Because that output is not going to be the same from DeAndre. We've seen it with the Chiefs. When we thought it would be a lot better because of just the quarterback that Patrick Mahomes is.
Right.
And much more of a thrower of the football than Lamar is already.
I kind of chalk that up to just the fact that he kind of came in the middle of the season.
Of course.
And like you said, he is older, so we're not sure what kind of production he is going to give. But yeah, no, that one was, I was like, okay, I don't know what's going to happen here, but okay.
Is he going to help y'all get past the divisional round?
Yeah. Is he going to help you guys? That's the biggest question. Yeah. Is he going to help you guys? Is he going to make a big impact getting past the Bills, getting past the Chiefs, getting past...
And I don't know. I don't know if I can answer that question.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Because I'm going to be honest, I don't think so.
We've seen big games out of Zay Flowers, and they didn't get past them. We've seen big games out of Rashad Bateman. They didn't get past anybody.
So, yes, you added to that wide receiver room. You added veteranship. You added a lot of leadership, possibly. But I don't know if he's enough.
Yeah, I don't know either. I'm not even gonna lie. I don't know. I think also
Derrick Henry puts you over the hump.
I think, and
D-Hop doesn't.
And I think that their offensive coordinator has to lean into the run game more. That's the biggest problem. That's been their biggest problem the last couple of years. You lean into the run game a little more.
You lean into the run game for 17, 18 games in a regular season, and then when it really does come down time to. You don't. Yeah. That's the problem. I was about to. That's the problem.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Baltimore is just. I don't know. Baltimore. That's what they are. Just Baltimore.
I don't know.
Really good, but
Baltimore.
It's Baltimore. Joey Bosa signs with the Bills on a 1-year deal.
Great pickup.
Yeah.
Great pickup if you can stay healthy for them. But you added to that defense, which is amazing.
Yeah.
Which already got to, conference championship.
So,
And then you're now that's an addition.
mm-hmm.
That is an addition.
And we actually didn't even talk about Josh Allen. Josh Allen got a huge
yes, he
contract.
did. Yes, he did. What was it? $250 guaranteed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
$250 million guaranteed.
Well deserved though.
Yes.
Absolutely well deserved.
Yes.
He has done everything for that franchise that you could ever ask in a franchise quarterback, and has always come to win, and has been this close multiple times. Multiple times.
Yeah, just getting to the big game alone.
Exactly.
You know, that Patrick Mahomes ended up happening.
But you mean to tell me, all these AFC championship games that you made it to, and then you just run into that one guy?
Yeah.
I can't hold that against you.
Yeah, no,
I really can't.
I can't. And then especially the fact that it always comes down to what we always expect, to that one last play.
One last play, one last score.
Mm-hmm.
And most of the time the Chiefs got the ball at that point anyway.
Exactly.
Ain't nothing Josh Allen could do.
Exactly.
He can't go out there and play safety.
Darius Slay to the Steelers. I think I mentioned that. I'm not sure if I did or not. It's been so many people that I've even talking about. Evan Ingram to the Broncos on a 2-year deal, which is pretty good. Bo Nix gets a pretty reassured tight end. He also reminds me a little bit of a wide receiver almost too, because he's actually.
I think he's a
fast.
wide receiver.
He's low key a wide receiver. He reminds me
playing as tight end.
He reminds me of low key Kyle Pitts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like they're just they're tight
he
ends.
and Brock Bowers, big body,
they're tight ends because of their frame, but because they're so fast and so agile, they're basically wide receivers as well. Javon Hargrave signs a deal with the Vikings, defensive tackle. We talked about DeMarcus Lawrence, and so a lot of movement going on.
A lot of movement, yeah.
Still
getting ready for the draft.
Yeah. So now it's about that time. It's crazy.
Yes, it is.
That's insanity. Yeah.
I'm just waiting for the draft at this point, man.
Yeah. We will definitely.
I just want to know who the Giants are gonna get.
We'll
I wish they at least got. If you at least got Justin Fields, I could stand behind that. I really could.
They got some good guys in free agency. Not no big names. Not no
I need a quarterback.
You're gonna get one.
I better.
I don't know which one it's gonna be, but you're gonna get one.
I better.
All right, let's go to college. So college basketball's here. March Madness is here. Selection Sunday is when this airs. Selection Sunday will literally be tomorrow.
The next day, yes.
So that will be awesome to see. But I think we all know still Auburn will be number one, even though they took 2 losses last week to Texas A&M and Alabama.
Yeah.
I believe So I believe that that's gonna happen. Duke, I believe as well, will stay at their number 1 spot. Houston should stay at the number 1 spot, and then the 4th spot's a toss-up almost. You got Florida, you got Tennessee, can Michigan State have a say in there? So you never know what's going to happen there. But actually, I want to talk about these bubble teams.
Tell me.
North Carolina got a big win against Notre Dame, and now they're in the quarterfinals at this moment. Now they're in the quarterfinals of the ACC tournament. Just keep winning. That's what I say. They're literally on the edge right now. But they did help them, the fact that Ohio State did lose in theirs. Wake Forest, we'll see how that goes, because Wake Forest is in the quarterfinals of the ACC tournament, and according to ESPN, Wake Forest is on the next 4 out.
Okay.
So
interesting.
Yeah, so that would be interesting. Villanova, another one. Can they make a deep run in the Big East tournament? Because they're also a next 4 out team. They just beat Seton Hall.
And they got UConn next. That's tough. That's tough.
Yeah.
Tough ask.
Yeah. At the Garden too. Remember, Big East is played at the Garden.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
It's rugged. You got to get out the mud out over there.
Yes.
It's physical. It's dangerous.
It's dangerous. It's dangerous out here.
It's a jungle in that gym.
Yes, it is.
But just looking at those teams, Xavier is another team. They have Marquette.
Yes.
Coming up. So, and they're in the last 4 in. So can they make a statement? Beat a pretty Marquette team. They would almost be in,
Yeah.
Indiana, another team that they're getting rid of Mike Woodson after this.
Why?
They just don't want them no more. Colleges are weird, bro. Colleges are so weird, bro.
Hey, yeah.
Like
if your athletic director don't want you, brother.
like for an example, North Carolina State. What did they do last year? Last year they had no choice but to win the whole ACC in order to get into the tournament. They did that. 4 games. What is it? It was 4 games or 4 days or whatever that they won.
Yeah,
Then after that, they go to the March Madness tournament. They have the actual Cinderella run. They make it all the way to the Final Four. Their coach gets an extension and all that good stuff. Then after that comes this season, nothing.
Nothing.
They have nothing to give. Not at all. And guess what happens after that? Coach gets fired. And you just gave him an extension.
I know. After you just gave him the extension.
But he was supposed to get fired last year.
And then he did that Cinderella
and then he ended
run.
up getting that Cinderella run.
I have nothing to say to that, to be honest, because that's just like how unfortunate is unfortunate circumstances.
Yes.
And then they give you the extension and then they just fire you.
Exactly.
Do I still get my money? That's what I that's what I care about.
So anybody gonna pay me?
As like y'all said y'all was, I'm confused here. No.
Yeah, they played Oregon in not the quarterfinals, in the second round of the Big Ten tournament. If they win that, then they see Michigan State. And who's to say that they don't beat Michigan State? So who knows? I don't.
No, they're not beating Michigan State. Though.
I don't see them beating Michigan State, but
it could happen.
It's March.
It could happen.
It's
game
March.
Winner for all we know. Exactly. Yes.
Crazy things happen in March, but yeah, like bubble teams are crazy right now. The bubble teams are crazy, but yes, that was just a crazy. That's just been like one of the craziest stories.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that Mike Woodson's on his way out, and they get these big wins at the end of the season against Ohio State at home. And then they won against Purdue.
Yeah,
and they were ranked 13th and like blew them out of the water 73-58. Purdue's tough. They have one of the top guards in Brendan Smith. So I don't know. I don't know how to react to that.
What you got in the Big 12? Houston gonna take that?
Yeah, I got Houston taking that. Yeah, as a matter of fact, let's do what's it called? Let's do tournament champions. I got Big 12. I have Houston.
Okay.
ACC. I'm still right with Duke. You know that.
ACC. I'm doing Duke as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think Clemson can get them. I think Clemson can get them. They gotten them. They were the ones who got them before.
Okay.
They were the ones who gave them that one and only loss before. So they can get them.
Big
Going 10. To the Big 10. I'm gonna stick with Michigan State. Maryland can do it though.
Okay.
Maryland could pull that one off. They lost on a half-court buzzer beater to Michigan State at home. So who knows? Who knows if they can get back? Big East wise, I'll still rock with St. John's.
St. John looks strong,
I'll
dude.
still rock with
St. John looks strong.
I'm still rocking with R.J. Lewis and Coach Rick Pitino, man.
You gotta go put Coach Pitino right now, yo. Yes.
It's just one of those ones where it's like I just can't.
I think that they could make Elite Eight, like essentially.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yes.
Okay.
SEC wise, this is low key a toss up because any of the top 4, in my opinion, can really win this. From Auburn to Florida to Bama to Tennessee. I'm gonna stick with Auburn because I've been riding their coattail all year.
But the fact that Bama just beat them, that gave me cause to pause.
Yeah.
That really did.
Yeah. It does show that Auburn is vulnerable. Also, a lot of people believe that Florida's the better team than Auburn, which I can see. Because they did handle them. And even Coach Bruce Pearl for Auburn, he even said Florida's better. He even said Florida's better. So, yes, he even admitted that. So, yeah.
I mean, they dropped from like 1 to 3 in net rankings, all rankings. So that's to me that shows me that you're vulnerable. You have weaknesses, and Bama took advantage of that.
Yes.
At this late in the season and at this time.
Yeah.
You just prove some doubt in Auburn, and that matters. That matters a lot.
Prove some doubt in Auburn. It also gives everybody else an uplift to see, like, okay, they are vulnerable here, here, and here. And then now it makes me interested to see how does Auburn respond to that.
Exactly.
So
I agree.
So yeah, I believe we got all of them right. Big East, Big 10, Big 12, SEC, ACC. We got all.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll be back next week to once the brackets come out.
Once the brackets come out, we're gonna see who wins these conferences.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Oh man, so excited this weekend.
Action packed weekend.
Nothing but conference championships. So yes, and then remember, like you said, Selection Sunday coming right up. So, but till then, I'm your host Cam Silver,
I'm your co-host Kyle Silver.
and this is the Silver Boys.